right? In the beginning, I could theorize that, yes, it's going to be able to look through this contract for me, how insightful it could be, and how quickly it could review a contract. I think the best example is now that in terms of how my workflow has changed, even so, if I'm having an initial meeting with a client, they may send some documentation through that I would previously might have just skimmed over and maybe just come up with a few important questions that would ask the client before the initial meeting. But now with AI, I can, let's say it's a contract or maybe some emails between them and another party. Now with AI, I can essentially review that before even having the initial meeting and come into the meeting knowing exactly what the document says, what are the problems, and have a draft action plan for the client even before I speak to them.
I used it for a few smaller matters or a few smaller tasks and had some positive responses. But I do remember I had to cross-reference like three really lengthy interrelated documents for consistency. And that would have taken me hours. And to be honest, probably like sleepless nights as well. And then going back into it the next day, exhausted. And even then, like subtle variations or terminology differences, those can be easily missed, especially when you're a bit tired and on your 60th page. And that's when I realized how much the AI could really support accuracy and save an incredible amount of time. And again, not replacing the legal work at all, but giving me a much smarter way to manage it.
Used it for was cost proposal. So I tested it out. And part of the reason I did that is because the practice is based on my fees. I provide fixed fees, essentially, or staged cap fees. So I break it down, litigation, into various different stages, and I provide a stage cap for each. I wanted a system where that could assist me with drafting a proposal, which if I was to do it at a traditional firm might take me probably 2 hours to do it in detail if I had all the facts and instructions. Whereas with AI Legal Assistant, again, what I do is I get the instructions from the transcript because it's attached. I feed it into Legal AI. Any other conversations or any other documents I receive, I'll feed it into Legal AI. I already fed quite a few cost proposals in there, so it knows how I like it, and I got it to draft a few cost proposals. And happy to say that it did a really good job. And at that point, I was sold.
From our early discussion, there was a little case. It's sometimes the smaller cases that just get stuck thinking, oh, I can't get to that because I've got these major claims that I'm working on. But I took instructions from a lady in her late 80s that had a slip and fall in a supermarket. And normally that might be something that takes 9, 12 months. We turned that case around in 4 months earlier this year.